What's up, YouTube? Thanks for joining me on another quick little video on a product, kind of just unboxing and a little bit of information I've found from researching it. This is the Solo Stove, the Bonfire edition, which is the size of it. I'll get to in a minute. And this is the 2.0 version. This is a fire pit, and you maybe have heard about them and seen them online and everything, but we rented a Airbnb one weekend, and they had one of these Solo stoves in the backyard, the fire pit, and I was really impressed at how good that fire was and how easy it was to start and all that stuff. So, but the one thing I didn't like, that was a couple years ago, a year or two ago, it was hard to clean out. It was just one solid piece in the bottom. You had to pick it up and dump the ashes out. It was just a pain in the butt. And that one was the big one, the Yukon version. So this one is the 2.0 version, the new and improved, easy to clean out version. We'll do a little unboxing. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Bonus, this one came with the Heat Deflector, which I'll talk a little bit about, but some of the complaints were that the fire, the fire pit stands there, that down below the fire pit would get cold. Your feet would get cold and so on. So the heat was all just above it, but this deflects the heat outwards. So really helps on that problem. I bought this on Facebook Marketplace. Some young lady was selling it, and I bought it from her. I believe she won it in a contest or something. So they're fairly pricey, but it is an awesome product. I was willing to pay full price for it, but I bought on Facebook Marketplace, and plus there's a DIY tip. This thing is pretty expensive if you buy this on their website. I'll show you a tip on what to do to make your own. It's a lot cheaper than buying one of these. I believe if you buy this full price online, it's like $180 or something like that, which seems kind of high. DIY tip is you can buy a big aluminum pizza tray, and then they have these metal legs that you can buy on Amazon. You can do it for about 50, 60 bucks, but I'll show you that. I'll put the link in the description for all those parts on Amazon. But let's open this thing up. Let's see what you get in the box. Okay, here it is. I put the box down so we can take a look at the outside. Here's the key part, that 2.0. That's what you want to be looking for if you're interested in getting one of these. Like I said, this is the Bonfire. This was the one of the middle sizes. They have a Yukon, which is bigger than this one, and then the Bonfire, which is a little bit smaller. Then they have a Ranger, which is about half the size of this. And then they have a Mesa, which is the tabletop, and I think they have a Mesa XL. But I got the Bonfire. This one came with the stand. You can see the check mark. If you're looking at any of these online on Facebook or something like that, you can see if any of those boxes are checked. That's what comes with it. I think this one comes with a stand, and I believe it also comes with a bag, which I'm going to talk about that also. So let's this little cheat. I actually already opened this, but I have not pulled all the stuff out. I was making sure the parts were in there when I bought it. Here we go. Let's see what this says. Good moments, lasting memories. Bunch of stuff we don't need to see. All right, comes nicely packed, protected. Also a tip, folks. I'm gonna get some rubber gloves on. They say if you touch this stainless steel before the first burn, that your fingerprints, this is a fingerprint magnet, but the fingerprints will burn into the stainless steel. So I'm gonna be careful with that. I'm gonna put some blue rubber gloves on, and before I handle this. All right, here we go. I got me some fancy rubber gloves. So here we'll dig into it. First, you got the fire ring. This is going to sit on the top. I didn't say this before, this is a smokeless fire pit. That's what makes these things so cool. You don't have smoke all blowing in your face and everything. So here's the fire ring. It'll sit up on top like that. Set that aside. You got all kinds of, you got stickers, or one sticker. Then you got manual and stuff like that. You got the bag. This is the bag I was talking about. Be kind of a cool carry case. You can see there. Just once you're done, you empty all your ashes out or vacuum out, whatever you want to do, then put it in the bag. Or you could probably turn this over and use this as a cover. It seems like a pretty good material that'll last a long time. It's got that rubber on the inside, so that probably would work as a cover. That would just be upside down, but that's not a big deal. I'm using it just so I can put it in the bag and store it up in my attic when we're done for the winter. So here we go. Here's the ring. This is the ring. This sits on the bottom. If you're gonna put this in the grass, this ring will prevent your grass from wilting or burning or doing anything like that. Or if you want to put it on the concrete, we'll probably put it out here in the driveway and shoot some darts and have some fun out here and listen to some music. But I'll put this out there, and that way you won't get any burn marks on the driveway from the hot fire pit. So that's the purpose of this ring. And I believe also it does get a little more airflow in the bottom of this. And the 2.0, this is what I was talking about, why you want the 2.0. This is in the bottom. So now this will be sitting on the bottom of the fire pit. The air comes from underneath the fire and helps keep that fire hot and efficient. But you pull this out, that helps you clean it really easily. They also have this tray in the bottom. Let's see here. Sorry for this shoddy camera work. But this will be sitting in the bottom of the fire pit and gets all the finer ashes out, so you can pick this up and dump it in your trash can or whatever. Obviously not with hot coals in it. Ta-da! Let's see, where's the label? We'll put that facing here so you know it's a solo stove. All the research I've done, most people keep coming back to the solo stove brand. They say, I guess there's a bunch of different competitors out there, but everybody keeps coming back to this one saying it's the most efficient, it's the most mobile. If you go to their website, there's all kinds of accessories. They got cooktops you can put on it. They got screens you can put over it to keep the amber from flying out. All kinds of stuff. But here, this thing will go in the bottom. So you can see there it is. And then this thing, it's like it doesn't sit any particular way. It just sits down in there. Then you have this thing. It just sits in there. And like I said, this is the 2.0. The 1.0 or the original one, all that was fixed in there. So you had to pick up this whole fire pit and dump it out. Now you can just pull the big charcoal lumps out with this and then use the tray for the finer things. And then you got that ring will sit up just like that. Then you got this ring, like I said. It's kind of heavy. I think the box, this doesn't fit in place or anything. I think you just get it get it close and sit it on top like that. The box says it's 20 pounds, but there it is. I'll show you a size comparison. Here's a Lowe's bucket. So it's bigger than a Lowe's bucket, but you could still fit, I mean, I could probably put 4 or 5 pieces of wood in there, have a real nice little fire. And size comparison. One of the complaints was it's from here down, your legs would get cold. So if you're sitting in your camp chairs around the fire pit, your legs and your toes would get cold, but all the heat's up here. But cool thing about this is there's no smoke. You can see all the holes at the top. It does a secondary burn where it burns that smoke and burns those gases, so you don't have smoke in your face, which that's a plus. That's a big problem with campfires. You know, you're always that person where the smoke's always following you wherever you sit. That's kind of a pain in the butt. But yeah, there's that. Let's see if there's anything else. Talked about the efficiency of the burn. These things will go through some firewood, so you got to have plenty of firewood on hand. I was talking about the accessories. You can burn pellets, wood pellets. There's a pellet adapter thing you can put down in there, and I don't know exactly why I haven't researched why you'd want to burn pellets, but I'll just throw firewood in there. But they got multiple accessories on there. Go check out their website, solostove.com. They're not paying me to do this. I just thought this was a cool little fire pit. We really enjoyed the one that we used at that house, and so I wanted to get one for the family that we could hang out and cook s'mores and do all that stuff. I'm not going to start a fire on this video, but because it's still hot, you can see I'm sweating. We're here in Texas, but I will record my first burn for sure. I'll show y'all how that is. Let's open this deflector. Again, you want the gloves the first time you're handling it because you'll get fingerprints all over it. And then they said that once you start your first fire, those fingerprints will burn into this because it is stainless. I guess it's stainless steel, 307 stainless steel or something. There we go. You get another sticker. Whatever this thing is, I don't know. It tells you how to put the legs on it. Let's see. All this stuff it doesn't feel cheap. It feels good quality. This thing feels thick. You kind of hear that. Just show you. Here's where the legs are going to go in. And this thing, the cone goes down, and this thing will sit right on top of that. But one thing handling these, you're going to want some gloves after it's set on that fire because these get hot as crap. So, but really cool. I'm pretty pumped about this. It's that pizza tray. I'll put the link on Amazon. There's a 28-inch pizza tray. Let me measure this real quick. I'll show you how wide this is. There we go. This is 25 inches. That pizza tray, I think, is 28 inches. So that pizza tray, it's a big old aluminum pizza tray. And then you can buy these 3 legs that you have to screw into it, but it works basically just like this. This is supposed to have the cone where the heat hits the cone and starts spreading it out. I've heard some people cooking on these. I don't know why you'd cook on this, but you know, you're gonna have hot dog juice or whatever you're cooking dripping all over this thing. It'd be a mess in my opinion, but I think you can do it. I saw the Solo Stove, the actual company, the video they did when they announced this. The heat comes out of these little holes, but not a lot. You couldn't they were sitting there roasting marshmallows on top of it, but really the heat was down here. You could hold that marshmallow right there and it would heat. Let's keep digging in here. Let's get these legs out. Comes in this little pouch. I don't plan on taking these legs off every single time. Honestly, I don't plan on taking it off ever. I'm gonna put them on. So there's your little Solo Stove bag. A nice little zipper thing. Oops. So these are all individually wrapped. You can see here's the legs. This, I don't know, let's see if we can zoom into this. Has these teeth. Never done this, so let me see. This flat side is gonna face towards the outside. So you're gonna put it in there first, and then you're gonna turn this over. So with this, I think we're gonna have to bend these things out a little bit. I don't know how they go on there. There you go, that leg, this flat piece goes out to the outside. Then you're gonna take that and hook it on this first little hole right there. Then you're gonna push that through, and see those teeth this little thing is sticking up. You're gonna take these two teeth. It's really not rocket science, but you just put them in there. And then you hit click and that locks it into place. So there it is. And then this, that's another thing. If you're doing this while you have a fire, you better have some gloves. This does not fit perfectly on there. So you're gonna have to get two legs, and then you gotta push this in a little bit for it to fit on there. But not a big deal. So there it is. The Solo Stove and the heat deflector. I think you'll still get some heat coming through these holes, but where this is handy is when you're sitting by the campfire and you got your camper chair sitting there like this. That heat will just be blowing out of here. I've seen where now your legs get hot, so you even have to sit back away from the fire. So really, you probably don't need this unless it's really getting cool outside and people are complaining their toes are cold. Then you'd maybe bust this thing out. But other than that, you're just gonna be hanging out when it's 50, 60 degrees outside. You probably don't need that. But yeah, folks, do one final walkthrough. Pretty cool. I'm very impressed with it. You can see how those legs actually, now that it's on there, it is sturdy too. So you can see they fit really snug around there. I guess it sits right on top of that ring. Pretty happy. Can't wait to start a fire in this thing. I'm pretty pumped. Again, we'll compare it with the heat deflector for a size compare. Now, if you have a little bigger space and you're not going to be moving it a lot, maybe that Yukon probably comes out, I don't know, I think it was like 28 inches or something like that. That'd probably be a little bigger than this lid is wide. So I come out to there. But they make the Yukon, which is bigger. Or if you don't think you need something that big, that Ranger is probably the size of that Lowe's bucket. And one last thing, I was going to show you putting it in the bag. Take that ring off. I don't know. Probably help if you have 2 people. That ring in there. That's nice. It sits inside the fire pit. And this ring, you put it upside down or however, and slides in there. Bada bing, bada boom. See you on the next video.